Hey y'all, it's Dylan. I just biked to the top of Lake Lag at Stanford, and it's so gorgeous. Oh, forgot to mention it's not actually a lake. There is no water. So right now it is week 9, soon to be heading into week 10 of spring quarter. There are 10 weeks and then we have a finals week. And things have honestly been pretty stressful. I've been very stressed these past couple weekends, but still trying to have fun in between. I just feel like I have a lot of homework and not a lot of time to do things that I'm like truly passionate about, like helping you guys out with your college essays and college applications and getting things ready for next year. And being able to make these videos, like I haven't made a video in so long, and I have several videos stacked up that I've recorded that I've just not been able to edit or post yet. And I wish I could, but homework has just been quite in the way of everything. So I guess I wanted to use this video to talk about what's to come. What are we looking forward to in the summer, in the fall, and especially like how can I help you guys out with your college applications if you are someone who is applying to college. Right now and continuing to the next year, we offer 3 different services. So that's college essay editing, a college essay course, online course that teaches you everything, and consulting, like where I will work with you one-on-one on Zoom. And over the past year, I've thought a lot about what is the most useful thing for students, most accessible thing, most practical thing, and what is something that I'm most passionate about like teaching you guys, and that is the course out of those 3 services. So this summer, I'm going to be working on it like the whole summer, and I think it's really cool and interesting how even though I created the course almost 2 years ago now, I'm just constantly learning so much more, especially about storytelling and writing as I'm in college, but even specifically about like college essay writing strategy. So this quarter in Stanford, I've actually learned a ton. I'm taking a class called storycraft, which is actually not related to like college essays or anything, but about sexuality and relationships and crafting our own personal narrative, but it's actually spoken. It's not written down. It's a spoken performance. And these are the performances that are usually showcased during NSO, the new student orientation, when freshmen come in. And so I've been crafting my personal story, and that's had a humongous learning curve. I feel like I'm back in the college essay writing process again because I'm forced to grapple with all of these parts of my story that I really want to get across, but I just can't because I don't have enough time. And so it's about cutting down. And I know you guys are going through the same exact thing with cutting down word limit, and figuring out what is the part of my story that I actually want to tell. What's the part that the colleges are going to care about? And what's the theme that I'm centering everything around? I think that's like the biggest thing I've had to learn, because you constantly want to just say everything, because it's like, well, everything is, very important to my story in order to understand what I truly went through or whatever. Like, you got to understand all these little details. But in reality, you just can't tell every little detail because of a time limit or a word limit. But that's okay, because the main message that you want to get across can still be conveyed in a very powerful manner that still roughly encapsulates the whole story and the whole feeling. But it's all about being strategic in how you are telling that story. And so I've learned so much just from writing my own and going, okay, what the heck can I cut out? So what I had to learn is that my story wasn't just the challenges, the hard stuff that I went through. No, that's not the whole story at all. That's just a sliver of the story. That's the very beginning. And I think this is exactly the same with college essays. When I edit them, a lot of times students think that the challenges, all this hard stuff that is going on in their lives or went on in their lives, they think that that is their story. But it's just the beginning. It's just where we start, setting the scene. This is what the first couple of events, situations were. And then the main part of the story is the growth. It's what you learned through that process and the events that came after that shaped you into the person you are today. I know that sounds cliche, and it truly is. And I found that for the story that I was crafting for this class was that the turning point of my story, like the middle, one of the main sections of the story, was a moment, a very small moment in time that I didn't think had much significance. but actually really turned the tides and was the thing that made me have a lot of realizations about like self-worth and change some of my actions, change some of my thinking, and helped me reach the happy ending towards the end. And once again, the same exact thing can be said for college essays. It doesn't have to be this grand story, this grand thing that happened. It can be a moment in time, just this one little thing that happened to have a big impact. And I think it takes a lot of brainstorming and self-discovery to understand or to realize that those things are what they are, like those moments, because you might just think that they're fleeting and not very important when they actually are. So I've taken all of these learnings from this class and from other things I've been studying, other methods of like doing exercises to brainstorm and learn more about yourself. I really love the whole like personal growth and self-awareness part of the college essay process. And so that's what I'm really gonna make changes towards in my current college essay course, because I think the college essay process is so much more than getting into college. You know, it is actually about fundamentally understanding who you are as a person, your personal values, your experiences, and your potential, and being able to communicate that to the colleges. I think everybody has something powerful to share, a powerful story, a powerful life lesson, something they've learned, even if they don't realize it yet. That's the thing with a lot of college applicants. They're like, I don't know what to write. Nothing has happened to me. I'm just boring and regular. That's not true. That's not true at all. And through this course, I'm hoping that the students who go through it learn a lot about themselves, feel more comfortable about talking about certain topics, have more confidence, and hopefully foster more of a growth mindset, in addition to crafting essays that they can be really proud of and that will hopefully gain them admission into the colleges of their choice. Ideally, you would get the course in the summer before your senior year, or even junior year if you want to get ahead. But it's also okay to get it in the fall of your senior year and then work through it, because it will help you craft all of your essays, like every single one of them, and of all types too, not just the Common App. I have specific chapters just for like the UCPIQs and the Why Us essays as well. Students who took the course found it most valuable when they started earlier, because there's so much emphasis on the brainstorming process and learning about yourself first, so that you are writing the stories that are actually best for you to write. Because otherwise, if you come in already with a draft or a very clear idea of what you're gonna write about, it may be restricting, and it may be hard once you realize like, oh, actually this isn't the best thing for me to write about, or maybe this is too cliche, or maybe I have another really impactful story that I didn't discover until I went through this process, and then that's kind of hard to pivot. So I think that's important to keep in mind as well. Oh, and I forgot to mention about the course, we also still have the thing going where for every student who purchases a course, one is also donated to a first generation and low income student. I really want to be able to find grants or make partnerships or something with like nonprofits or after school programs or schools themselves to be able to offer the course to more students for free, because college application resources and guidance is already so inaccessible, and we want to make that as accessible as possible, and also just feasible. In addition to the course, we're still going to offer the essay editing and the consulting, like meeting with me on Zoom. And I want to talk about the essay editing for a little bit. I have learned so much through this process about operations, which is something I never thought I would say. And like operations, automations, like project management, which is really cool. And I'm learning more and more about how I enjoy these things. I think some of our systems in fall quarter of this past year were not super sustainable or great, which made fall quarter really stressful for me. We want to have a good system to where we can help as many people as possible, as many people who need it, who want to get their essays edited. We want to be able to do it. And learning how to manage a business is really difficult, but I'm having so much fun along the way, and I really enjoyed that I get to talk to different people, especially here at Stanford. Just like you'll meet a person at an event that you show up to, and then that ends up being a great connection that teaches you so much more or gives you access to other resources, or like meeting with a teacher in office hours, which I'm going to do on Friday. Just forming these connections with other people at school is really, really valuable, and I'm really appreciative of that. And then lastly, there is the consulting over Zoom. So if anyone wants to meet with me and talk about college applications, or we can come up with an essay structure together, we can edit your essay, or just talk about questions in general, feel free to book a time on my website as well. Yeah, the sun is starting to go down. It's like a beautiful golden hour. Yeah. I've had a wonderful time here, just relaxing and relaxing and talking to y'all. I think I'm gonna head home now, but thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you very soon. Have a good one.